Two, and one. Hello, welcome to today's episode. My name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Billy G. He is a motivational speaker and life coach, as well as a therapeutic mentor. So, I'm sure this episode is going to help you, to get motivated and to get moving forward in your life. That's exactly what my group called Uncapped Growth Strategy is all about, bringing experts to allow them to show you how to improve your life, step by step, and as well as give you strategies to start moving forward towards the life I believe you deserve. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Billy.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. This is pretty awesome right here.
Excellent. What else would you like me to add to the introduction?
Honestly, you kind of hit it right there. I love diving into this stuff with people. I love inspiring people, impacting people in some way. And I really think that what you have here is really touching the lives of a lot of people. And I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Excellent. So everybody has a backstory. What were you doing before you got into speaking and coaching?
Speaking has always been kind of the foundation for me. I started doing motivational speaking when I was in high school, just on a whim to help my buddies out. It just sparked something. Everyone told me to follow it. Then going to college, it really kind of, I don't want to say it took a backseat. It was really my driving force, but I was pursuing chemistry in college because I had a dream of helping so many people by curing cancer. And that really opened the door for me to step into psychology, because chemistry didn't really take off for me because it is what it is that you find your major. But with psychology, I really started to dive into the mind and really understand how we can help so many people, like by tapping into our own potential. And after that, the door opened up for motivational speaking, for coaching. And that's when I really started to, get the ball rolling with everything. Yeah. Let me pause this thing, dude. I'm going to move you to a different room.
So, everybody has a backstory. What were you doing before you got into coaching and speaking?
Truthfully, speaking to me has always been the goal, has always been the dream. And it's been the foundation for me starting back in high school. That's when I really did my first motivational speech to the high school soccer team. And after that, like pursuing it in college, it kind of sadly, I don't want to say sadly because everything happens for a reason, but speaking took a back burner, because in college I would go up to people and be like, yeah, I want to be a motivational speaker. And everyone kind of sat there and were like, what the heck is that? Because, none of us know what any of this stuff is. And so in college, I started pursuing chemistry because my goal has always been to help people in whatever way I can. So I started pursuing chemistry because it was easy to me in high school. I got A's and everything. And I figured if I could help so many people by curing something, then I would do my part. So I wanted to cure cancer. And I had a dream, my hypothesis, I literally in this dream to get a cure for this. And then through just the teachers and everything, chemistry took a back burner. And I didn't really need to get the help I really needed there for that. And that pushed me into psychology. And that's where this want to help people in the mind and everything really started to take off, because through psychology, we really start to see our potential and everything that we don't necessarily tap into unless we put the effort in. So that's what really got me going to life coaching, going to motivational speaking, because it just came so natural to me that if I could take this and give it to someone, they could spark their own life and change whoever they need to change themselves for that matter, and change the world, just because we have all that in us through our mind, through psychology. So I say that's how it kind of started up right there.
So, like when people come and, come to you, what are they trying to solve or trying to fix in their life?
I've had, honestly, like everything under the sun so far, which is incredible. Life coaching wise, I've had clients that have come to me who are maybe, over 50 years, and they're just come to a time where they need to retire and they don't know what to do with their life. So they bring me in, they see one of my seminars, and I lay it out there for them, like, what are your goals? What is everything? Do you have goals? Do you have a dream that you never tap into? I was able to help a woman, one of the first coaching clients I had, help a woman who's over 50, who just always had this dream and want inside of her to get a CD out there. She could sing like no other. She just never tapped into this dream. So we worked on this. She now has a CD out there and she's living her life, her dream. And then in the therapeutic mentoring aspect, I've been able to help younger clients through the psychological aspects get through depression, get through anger, build up their self-esteem in such a way where they can take on life without needing I guess, to hold the hand of anyone else. And those age ranges are from 4 to 21. And then now I've been able to, a lot of my life coaching clients recently have been around the ages of 18 to 25, where these kids are just out of high school or just in college or trying to get to college. And they can come to me and just like, Bill, I don't know what I'm doing. This is what I want to pursue in the life. I have no idea how to do it. Can you help me? And so we dive into, I bring the psychological aspect into it. I want to make sure no one has anything that they haven't tapped into and or just sitting in them that we can address. So honestly, life coaching has allowed me to tap into everything under the sun. And that's what I want to do. I want to help everyone in any way I can. And let's just say I've been through the ringer with being able to understand that. That's for it.
You know, so let's kind of dig a little bit deeper. I know that, you know, there's a lot of different things that are like, could be going on in someone's life. But if someone is like in that 18 to, 30 range, because even 30-year-olds are still having trouble nowadays, maybe a big life changes happen, like they graduated college, they graduated grad school, or they just got laid off of their job. What can they start to do to, go from that sad to fulfilled again?
Okay. My first step for them would be I like to reframe things for people. And if we can just see, whether you believe it or not, that everything happens for a reason, or you're just kind of coming into it, I just don't know what to do right now. I'll sit down with someone and just try to get them to see that if, say, you just graduated, or say you just retired, or whatever it may be, or you have a new job opportunity coming up, and you can't see it because you're so in that depressing, that sad moment right there, let's reframe that. Let's see, like, all right, the door is open for you. Yes, one door closed, but now you can choose anything you want to pursue. That's not a limitation. That's an unlimiting moment for you, where you can really tap into the potential. And people that bring this idea to me, that's when you really start to see, like, when we're growing up and everything, the world, our environment impacts us in such a way that we really take on what was instilled in us when we were younger. And sometimes that holds us back from who we are, true potential, but who we are meant to be, for that matter. And when we can take a step back and be like, all right, this just happened to me. I lost my job, or I just graduated and I just don't know what to do. And you can take that step back and be like, all right, let's look at the grand scheme of things right here. I have everything I need. I got all the knowledge I need. I can find the knowledge if need be. I got someone who wants to help me right here in Bill. I got the pieces. I got the tools. Let's just try something. Now, if you can take that step of faith, that moment right there, that step off the cliff, just wait and see, because your life's going to turn out exactly the way you want it. And it's supposed to be bumpy, so you get the training you need. And if we can step into that little moment of fear with that aspect of faith right there, just wait and see. Your life's going to turn out where you want it to go.
So, let's do a compound one of that. So now let's say that they've done that, right? And they've taken that leap of faith. There's a couple ways we can go, right? So the first one is, just like you touched on, not everything is going to go according to plan once you jump, but that does not mean it's a bad thing. How can you help them either continuously reframe, or what is the mentality that they have to go through or put themselves in before they jump to know, no matter how things are looking, it's still going to work out?
Well, I think that right there, bring it back to your first questions. When we all get into that sad moment where it's like, I just don't know what to do in my life, ask yourself, can it get any worse? Can you get any worse if you're feeling that sad? Like, all right, if you're depressed, you're at your lowest moment. Why not try something new? If we've tried everything that you already have, you've completed the same exact patterns, the same cycles, and you've gotten the result you got, now is literally the time to try something new. And so when people bring me the second question to explain, all right, you want to look at the worst that could happen? Let's play it out. Let's write it down. What's the worst that could happen if you take this step? And we have that there. I'm like, all right, does that actually look like it's feasible? Will that actually happen? Usually the answer is a no. Like, all right, yeah, I let my fear get the best of me. And then we make that list, and we make the list like, all right, what's the best outcome that could come if you take this step? You find your happiness. You pursue a career that you actually want in life. You find a simple joy that could just bring your life so much meaning. And there's so much to take in that step that if we don't let fear limit us and we just take that, oh my goodness, the door's open to just accomplish whatever you want. And I think that's, being a life coach or motivational speaker, that is probably the biggest joy I get out of helping people, just seeing someone spark. I'm like, I can do this. Let's go.
Okay. Next, so when building goals and plans, how important is time frames? Do you advise them to do time frames or advise them not to do time frames?
Depends on the person, but I'm one to have timelines because I think it holds us accountable.
Mhm.
My timelines, I do kind of different goals. I do, all right, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? All right, we make that list. We always start with that one. All right, let's bring it back. Where do you see yourself 3 years from now? And then we kind of start to build the roadmap to where we're meant to be. All right, where do you see yourself 1 year from now? All right, you've started what you want to get to in 5 years. Great. All right, let's keep moving backwards. Where do you see yourself 3 months from now?
Mhm.
And that really gives people like step-by-step goals to kind of achieve what they want and reach, their potential for that matter. But I coined that phrase, futuristic backtracking. I did a video on YouTube on this, and futuristic backtracking is where you can try to envision yourself at the top of your career, 20 years from now, wherever it is. What did you have to do to become that person? And it's kind of taking the step back. All right, 20 years from now, you go back 10 years, you go back 5 years, you go so on and so forth. And that gives you the complete roadmap you need to become the person that you want to be. And if you can take that step, like just someone watching this right now and put it on a notepad, you've got your roadblocks. I shouldn't say roadblocks, your building blocks for that matter, to get through. And that right there, if we can set goals that way, is anything going to hold you back?
Mhm. Let me ask you this. So when determining the person that you're trying to become, 531, oftentimes they don't know the steps that it takes to get there. How do they start to develop that accurate planning?
I find that when you're like 531, whatever it is,
Uh,
when we eventually get down to the point where you're taking these weekly goals or these, for that matter, daily goals, that's what really starts to build your confidence. And
mm,
when you can see that you start to achieve something like, oh, I actually did this. I did a month. I dedicated a month to what I need to do. I'm closer to that 3 month goal. All right, then we keep doing that. Your confidence is set. You get to a year from now, or for that matter, after 3 months, you're
yeah.
a completely different person. And then your confidence is there. You found the knowledge. If you set your goal, the knowledge is gonna find you for that matter, to how you're supposed to achieve this stuff. And then at that point, you're constantly changing who you are as a person to become the person you're meant to be, the person you want to be.
Uh,
You're set. You're on your road. And like we mentioned already earlier in this video, there's gonna be a bumpy road. There's gonna be roadblocks, and I've been through those for that matter. And it's just a matter of just understanding there's nothing in this life that tells you there will not be a bumpy road. We're supposed to learn in the bumps. And when you're pursuing what you want to pursue, the failure, the bumps, the success, you learn every step of the way. And that's what makes you even more of a success when you get to the person you're meant to be. And that's why we're here, just to learn.
mm. So let's have another thing. So getting past being competitive with other people in life, like feeling like either you're behind where you're supposed to be, or seeing other people who are a little bit farther along than what you think that you are supposed to be.
Mm. That I've battled that tremendously probably the past 2 years,
Mm.
because my business has been growing, my dream's been growing, and then you see other people who are, I guess, pursuing a different walk, and they're at the top of their game. They're up here. Having a psychological background, you got to ask yourself, like, okay, I can say this: the world of social media will show you a different person than the person actually is.
Uh-huh.
So you got to ask yourself, if you're looking at these images of like, all right, this person's ahead of me, what should I be doing differently? Yes, we get competitive. That's not a bad thing. You should want to be the best you, not to show off to others. You should be the best you to be the best you. So when we're looking at other people, you got to sit there and you got to ask yourself the extra questions. All right, this person's ahead of me. I want to be better than them. I want to be at a different level. Are they happy? Are you happy with where you are? Because if you lose track of your happiness, when you get to your goal, are you going to be happy? But if you can find that joy in this moment where you're pursuing something, knowing that you're on the right track, knowing that you have the simple joys in life to just hold on to, that's going to mean that when you get to your goal at the right time, not right here, I need it right now, you're going to be ready to hold on to it. And I think that competitiveness trips a lot of us up sometimes, because we all want it now. We all want to be 5 years in the future. We want to have X amount of dollars in our bank account. We want to have the fancy house, the fancy cars and everything. But if you got that right now, without having to really put the work in for that matter, you'd lose it like that, because the whole route is meant to teach us how to hold on to it. And if you achieve that route and you finally reach your level without getting tripped up by what everyone else is doing around you, you're going to be the one holding on to it for the rest of your life, passing that on to your kids, passing that on to your family for that matter, because you did it the right way. Not trying to like, oh, I gotta, I don't want to say cheat to win, but I gotta be better than someone else. Use it, but don't let it take you over. And I think that's something I've had to deal with, but I think that's something we all deal with no matter what we're pursuing in life.
Yeah. I'm extremely competitive in terms of like just from sports and different things.
Oh,
I was walking.
exactly.
Wait, what'd you say?
Exactly. I'm the same way. Sports instilled that in us.
Yeah. And then but then that translates like in the gym, right? Because it's like, okay, how much, because you can't always go by how much weight you're lifting compared to some people, right? Because so many different things, but like how much progress am I making, blah, blah, blah. And I ran into a guy I used to go to middle school with. This dude, he's doing like a medical marijuana type business. And he is really close to being a millionaire now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And it's kind of like that E-Trade commercial. This guy, I was like, oh man, that's crazy. I wouldn't have expected me to be doing good business-wise, but I would not have expected him to be doing that great business-wise.
I get that. Yeah.
And
it's
like,
crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, you know?
It is, yeah.
So, do you consider business and life the same?
Yes and no. Because if your business is your goal, is your dream, is like literally your passion, that's going to find its way into your life. But if we let business intersect so much into our life, we're going to miss out on, for that matter, the best parts of life. And I see this in families that I've worked with. I see this in my immediate family at times. When business starts to take over, or for that matter, when money starts to take over, you lose track of all the great things around you. So I think if you're pursuing your passion, business is going to be intersecting into your life left and right, but you got to be the one to understand you're in control of this. You got to draw that line where, all right, I got to put business aside for a second. I got to be with my kids for that matter. I got to be with my wife. I got to be with my friends. I got to have time for me. Self-care is the name of the game at the end of the day. We want to better ourselves. But if you're not dedicating time to that because your business is intersecting in and out, you miss out on just so much that's around us in life. So it's business and life. I think they're close, but you got to be the one to draw that line to make sure they don't get too close.
So what is your vision for your life?
I want to, I was with the life coaching thing, I was trained by Tony Robbins, and it has been my goal. Been saying it to myself since the day I started training for this matter. And I want to be like and better than Tony Robbins. And I've put that out there to people. I say it in my seminars. And if you know who Tony Robbins is, which he's become a worldwide name, he's the best of the best. And a lot of people, when I say that to them, I want to be like, but I want to be better than him. I've learned under him. I've read the books. I've done the trainings. I've achieved his life coaching certification, a speaker. The stepping stones are there. But the only way you can be better than your idol, your goal, is to be you. And, that's something I had to learn, where it's like, all right, you're pursuing this goal. You want to be like and better than him. The only way to be better than him is to step more into who you are as a person. And so my life vision, I'd say, is I want to be one of the best of the best, but I got to do that the right way. I got to do that the right timing. I got to continue to challenge myself, to push myself, that competitive factor. But my life vision, I want to help so many people. The goal since I was about 2 years old has been to help people in whatever way possible. And that dates back to a funny story. When I was 2 years old, my family lost me at the beach. And I didn't know this at the time because I didn't remember this. My mom had to explain it to me. I put this in one of my very first YouTube videos called Purpose. And it's funny, you know, we look at our lives to try and figure out, you know, what's my purpose? You know, teenagers and people, everyone just trying to figure out what their purpose is in life. I truly believe that there has been a golden strand of your life dating back through all of your experiences telling you what your purpose is. And in mine, since I was 2 years old, I got lost on the beach. My family's frantically looking for me and everything. And eventually they find me. I was probably about like 40 yards away from them at this beach, helping a little girl whose sandcastle fell apart, just trying to help her. And like, you know, I sit there and I heard that story, and then you see where life has taken me, where my goal has been to help people in whatever way possible. And then you see where it's in like, all right, I help people here, I help people in grade school, high school, and college. And then I get to the point where I have my own business trying to help people. The building blocks are there. That golden strand has been there throughout our lives, telling you what your purpose is. It shows you what your life vision should be or could be if you start to pursue it. And mine's to help anyone in any way possible. I want to reach the big stages. I want to reach more people and more people and more people, because we're all dealing with struggles. We're all dealing with things behind the scenes that we don't show people. And when someone can take a step and talk to you about that, you just became the person that could help that person. And when you became the person that could help that person, you're achieving more out of your life than anything possible. And if I can be the one to help someone, I just move forward with my life vision.
So, you know, are you working on any kind of special projects, like a course, a new seminar, books?
I am actually at the moment. Last week we kind of put into play. It's gonna be a free seminar for people in my area. If anyone's watching this from the greater Boston area, in Mansfield, Massachusetts, in a couple months, we're gonna be having a seminar out there for free for the public. Me with a good buddy of mine. I just did a video up on YouTube with him, Stephen Wahome, and he's created an entire business off of startups, trying to help people create their own startups, just trying to get their business moving. And we had this collaboration idea last week to put this out there, where we're going to do a seminar where I'm teaching people how to create the foundation for their lives as he creates the foundation for their business, so you can move hand in hand with each other. And we're going to put it out there to people, and whoever shows up, it's free, is going to gain a lot out of this. So that's the newest seminar going out there. You mentioned a book. I've had the idea for a book in my head for probably the past couple of months. And I want to create a daily devotional for people, just setting their mind right for the day, whether it's mind, body, spirit, whatever it is for whoever's specifically reading it. And I want to put all these messages together for 100 days, 50 days. For that matter, we can do 365 days, just so people can have something to hold on to in the morning and take with them through the day. And then the next day you start again. All right, let me put this out there, affirm this for my day, and see where it goes. And that's been the back of my mind. And I have the writings for it up. I think I just have to fine tune this thing, but somewhere in the future, this book will be out there. I don't have a name for it yet, but it's going.
Can I ask you a question about affirmations, right? So, you know, Tony Robbins is really big on affirmations. What is the purpose of affirmations?
In my eyes, your affirmation is what sets the tone. Like if you start your day with your affirmation, wherever that might be for whoever's watching this right now, you're setting the tone for the day. My affirmation has always been, I'm declaring that today will be a great day. First thing I do in the morning, second that alarm goes off, is I'm declaring that. I'm a faithful person. I'll say my prayers for the day, for that matter. But I declare that today's going to be a great day and something great's going to happen. And that affirms it in your mind. It's in the back of your mind, no matter how much you think about it. And then when your day's done and you're sitting in your chair, or your bed, you're about to go to bed for that matter, look back on your day and just see if that affirmation showed any light to you. And I found for the past, I've probably been doing that probably for about 3.5 years now, literally the same thing every day. There has been something in my day to say that today was a great day. Whether I help someone, bless you, whether I was, there at the right time to help someone for that matter, or just life went a great route. I got an opportunity for that matter. Something was able to tell me that today's going to be a great day. So affirmations to me set the tone for where your day's going to go.
Is that kind of like your reticular activation system? It's like,
Yeah.
you said it. Okay.
Yeah. No, it has a lot of similarities to that. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
noticed that
start
too.
to
Yeah.
train your mind. Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
start to train your mind the more you do this. And, a lot of people, they might not give light to this fact, but you speak your life into existence. And, a lot of people, like, they hear I'm a speaker and everything. My buddy sent me the song one time, Speak Life by Toby Mac, and I'd never heard it before, so I listened to this thing. And it's all about speaking things into existence and helping people for that matter. And he goes, Bill, this is you. And then I really started to see it. Your words have so much power, and that's in so many books. That dates back to, that's in the Bible for that matter, but it's dated in so many books, psychological and everything. Your words create your world. And so if you can affirm what you want and not let the world take you over, it's crazy to see what you can create just from your words. If you're affirming the fact, you're setting it in your mind, back of your mind, it's starting to take effect in your head, you start to see it out in the real world, in real life. And that's something, reading about psychology, that's a huge power that we have been given, and it's in our minds to create it. And the affirmations start that. And so it's a big stepping process, but it's crazy to see how much power we have when we actually read about it. And it's like, all right, let me try this. And then you see it actually works. And it's like, wow, okay, I can do anything right now.
Let me ask you this. So, we talked about accurate planning, right? How we're doing our 5-3-1. What about, in that year one, what about active planning? So constantly having to adjust and change. How are you advising them to handle the day-to-day life? Are you creating milestones, or are we adjusting based on, actual market data?
I kind of go a little bit of the milestone route. I want people to be able to see their achievements. I want them to be able to take the action steps needed to achieve their goals. So say someone's goal is to, start to get their life on track. I want to create with them a daily schedule where they have their daily schedule where it's dedicated to, everything they got to get done, whether it's a healthy thing or they go in the gym, go to work, be there for your family. But you got to allow that time period. And so I help people with their goals, take action throughout the day, get to where you want to go. And then some part of that day is going to be dedicated to taking action on your immediate goal. And so that right there, and I guess you could call it a daily milestone, whether it could be something so small where you grabbed your journal and you wrote down ideas. To some people, that's nothing. To some people, that's everything because you're creating a building block. So that to me is a milestone. And if people can start to see, like, it's, that's a little victory, but it's the baby steps. I said this to someone way back when, but when you are moving in your life and you're taking baby steps all the way, you get somewhere. And when you look back, you see that the baby steps you took are actually the giant leaps that helped you get to where you want to be. And if your baby step, for that matter, is just a milestone with writing your ideas in a journal, and then you just look at that journal every day and you keep adding to it, you start building on what you created, your blueprint to success, it gets you where you got to go. That's your milestone. And that's kind of how I try to take the goal aspect with people. But
I'm sorry, I've been looking at this incorrectly or differently. So for you, are goals / milestones things that you can control, or are they things that need to happen in order to reach your goals? Like for example, is the goal for me to go do, five invites to people to join my group, or is the milestone when 5 people join my group?
That's a good way to look at it. See, I kind of look at it the same way. I look at where goals is, that's your mind. If you achieve your goal, you achieve the milestone. So when we're building that down, I like the way you look at it too, because you set your goal, but it's achievable. And when it's achievable, you reach your milestone. And when you reach your milestone, you can just create an even bigger goal. So they work so hand in hand with each other. I like that.
I was asking because those are two things, right? So for example, sometimes like if I put in a certain amount of work, right, it might not give me the results. Right? So should we celebrate the both that we put in the work, or are we celebrating whether or not this outcome happened? That's what I'm asking.
I stick with the work.
Okay.
I stick with the
Yeah,
work
that's
because
okay.
your outcome could be completely different than what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
And
but yeah, yeah.
right, if you let that get to you, then um, you kind of get tripped up. And you're like, oh, I wanted this to happen. I wanted so and so to call me with this stuff. You get messed up because it didn't turn out the way you wanted. But you can take a step back and be like, all right, well, I still achieved something. And that's that reframing process that a lot of people need if they just came out of a tough moment in their life. But when you can make that switch, that little switch going off in your brain, that opens the door for you to really see that your milestones and your goals are achievable for that matter. But you can take action now.
Okay. Yeah, that was the key, because that's what the whole time I was like, how can we make sure that because for me, in the past, my goal's always been, I need 5 people to take this action rather than I need to do a certain amount of work.
Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I get that.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean that's why these interviews are great, guys. So I don't know. I'm assuming that if I've thought that, maybe somebody else watching, if it's one person, that
Yeah.
can really impacted their life. That's
Oh,
just a very big thing. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I think that made the interview worth it right there. Excellent.
exactly.
Cool. Where can people find out more about you?
Yeah. Okay. I'm big on Instagram, at Billy Giannouloudis, and if you go on BillyGLifeCoaching.com, BillyGLifeCoaching.com, it's got all the links and everything you need. That's the main website I use. And then I've had a YouTube channel once a week with Billy Giannouloudis. You type in once a week Billy G. The last name's pretty long, and it'll pop right up for you. I've been doing that nonstop for about 100. I think I'm at 155 straight weeks, and that's what really sparked this goal and dream. I'm doing that every Sunday. There's always a video out there. Facebook, Billy G Life Coaching. You can like the page. You can see everything I'm up to, and more things to come for that matter, because trying to reach everyone. But there's a lot of stuff out there for that.
Excellent. If you want to be able to spell his name, there's a image right below his picture. Last name is Giannouloudis.
But I love the Greek.
Excellent. Again, thanks so much for doing this interview. I really appreciate your time and your message.
Love being a guest on. This is awesome.
Yeah, excellent. We got to have you back one day. Maybe at the end of the year or something. See how much we both progressed.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. I'd love that.
And for the people watching, thanks so much for watching to this point. You're among like the top percentage of Americans who can actually focus on something. So if you want to start moving forward in your life, you want to get more interviews, more lessons from people who are in a place in their life that you'd probably want to become, then I recommend you go check out the link in the description below. It's a link to my group called Uncapped Growth Strategy. It's a free group which just allows us to give you guys step-by-step information in a way that's more ordered and systemized so you don't get overwhelmed. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed creating it. We went through a lot of pains to get this to you, a lot of trials and a lot of things, technical stuff was trying to stop us from making this, but we made it for you guys. Hopefully you have a great day. See you soon. See you later. Subscribe and have a great one.
Have a good one, guys.
Excellent. And 3, 2, and 1.